Welcome back to Luke Lytle College Sports Show here. Week 9 recap. What a weekend it was. Great Saturday, great slate of games. Um, let's just hop right into it. We're going to do the underdogs. UC Bearcats, University of Cincinnati Bearcats. They are for real. All right. Those guys, they are making some noise. Um, we were wrong here about Baylor. Okay, Baylor, not good enough. Terrible. Uh, they almost came back though. They almost came back. It was hanging around there. But you see, they shut the door. I mean, they slammed the door. Um, let's look here. Brendan Sorsby. He's continued to play good football. He's got the Bearcats winning football games, and that's all that matters. 13 to 21, 111 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Great game from him. He even carried the ball 11 times here, 85 yards, touchdown. Um, I hope you guys were able to see his touchdown run. Just absolutely just snapped the safety's ankles. Okay. Um, UC ran for 265 yards. You're going to win the football game when you have that many rushing yards. The majority of the time, you're going to win the football game. Good job on their end. Moving forward with UC, they're undefeated in the Big 12. They're 7-1. They're ranked 17th now. I'm pretty sure they're in a great spot to win the Big 12 and get in the playoffs. Um, even if they don't win the Big 12, they just keep winning. They got a good shot at making the playoffs. They're in the hunt for sure. A couple things here still on that game. I want to look at the third down, money down here for both of these teams. Excuse me, sorry. Baylor went 4 for 12. Yeah, man, that's just not going to get it done. UC went 9 for 14. Time of possession, UC won that. Obviously, 35 to Baylor's 24. Good one for UC. Excited for them. They deserve it. Hopefully, they can get back into being relevant in college football. We'll move on. Illinois at Washington. We were right about this game. Oh boy, were we right about this game. Illinois sucks. Okay? They are not a good football team. And I don't think they ever were. Don't think they ever were, to be honest with you. Big win for Washington. Computer's not working right now. Here we go. We're moving. Let's get that. 42 to 25. I think Washington should be ranked. They probably won't be ranked. Actually, I don't even think they are ranked because the AP poll already came out. They should be ranked, though, in my opinion. Third down, money down for these teams. They both were literally the same, 9 for 12. Luke Altmaier, 22 for 34, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks. Can't do that. Can't turn the ball over. Not going to help your team at all, and you're away. You got to take care of the football here. Come on. Demond Williams Jr., the dude continues to play good football, okay? 26 for 33, 280 yards, 4 touchdowns. Had 10 carries for 66 yards, too. Yeah, Washington, they look like a ranked team. I think they're a top 25 team in the country for sure. I wonder if yeah, spread covered, total covered. Yeah, good game for Washington. Congrats, good win. Move on here. BYU at Iowa State. Yeah, not good on my end here. Matt Campbell, turns out he loses these games. But what a win for BYU, because that's a good win. That is a good win. And BYU, it was actually a convincing one, too. Yeah, 41-27. Bear, the quarterback for BYU, had a great game. 22 of 35, 307 through the air and 2 touchdowns. Led the team in carries, 49 yards, ran a touchdown in two also. Great game for him. Really good game. He took it over, balled out. Iowa State, man. Rocco, I think he's a good quarterback. He threw picks, though, and you can't do that. You're at home. You got to win the turnover battle when you're at home. Not good enough for Iowa State and Matt Campbell. We'll see where Matt Campbell ends up here at the end of the year. I think he's going to take a bigger job, and he's deserved that. Totally deserved that. We'll move on to our underdog game of the week. USF at Memphis. USF jumped out here and was certainly looking like they were going to win this football game. But they choked it. And we picked Memphis. So we love that. Memphis is 7-1 now. 3-1 in the American here. Byron Brown, that dude, man, he's a good football player. And he actually proved me wrong. I mean, he threw the ball good enough to win this game. They gave him 43 shots at it, and he went 26 of 43, 269 in the air. Threw a touchdown, but he also threw a pick. Carried the ball 21 yards, carried it 21 times, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He does it all for them. It just turns out it wasn't enough for this one. Defense kind of let him down. The momentum definitely switched there in the fourth quarter. Brandon Lewis from Memphis here, the quarterback. Good game for him, 27 for 44, 307, 2 touchdowns. He carried the ball 11 times for 35 yards. Kind of a split backfield here between Sutton and we're just going to use his first name, Greg. Memphis, they're looking like they're going to be the group of 5 team to make the playoffs. We'll see what UNLV does. I think they're still in the hunt. I'm not entirely sure, though. Good win for Memphis, though. And, Alex Golesh, USF, see what the future holds there. I think he definitely can move on and get a bigger job because he's a great coach. Moving forward here, we'll move up to the heavy hitters. Okay. Where do we want to start? We'll start Missouri Vandy. This was our game of the week, and it shouldn't have been because this game was it was dull. It was boring. Some unfortunate news in this game. Quarterback for Missouri, Bo there, he's going to be out for the rest of the year. It's a pretty nasty video if you want to go watch it. Broke his leg. So we wish him the best health moving forward. Hopefully he can get back next year and play some good football for Missouri because he is a good football player. But their backup, Matt Zollers, he looks solid, I don't think you need to throw the towel in the rest of the year for Missouri. Drink isn't going to do that regardless. But he went 14 for 23, 138 yards, and threw a touchdown here. Outlook, though, yeah, like Missouri, I think moving forward, they can still rattle some wins off here. Playoffs are definitely out of the picture, but they can make a good bowl game. They can. Moving on to Vanderbilt here. Not their best game at all. It was actually a pretty bad game, but outlook on that is you won the game still. You won the game. And that's what you need to be if you're a top 10 team in the country moving forward. And if you're a great team that's, looking like they are going to make the playoffs and can make a noise when it's just not your day, things aren't rolling the way you want them to, and you still find a way to win the game. That's what makes you a great team. Pavia, Nothing special at all. He even turned the ball over, and he didn't throw a touchdown. Ran a touchdown in, though. 10 of 19, 129 yards. Let's move to team stats here for this game. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Had a burp. Holy cow, Vanderbilt was 3 for 10 on money down there. Got to get better in that category there. Penalties. They both had 8 penalties. Man, Vandy didn't even see. That's a great, that's a good win for Vanderbilt. They didn't win the time of possession, and I'm pretty sure I said they were going to win the time of possession. I think we might just have to say this was a loss for me, even though I picked Vanderbilt. I was wrong about a lot of stuff on Vanderbilt here. Good win, though. Great win. What does Vanderbilt got moving forward here? They go to Texas. At home versus Auburn, at home versus Kentucky, and then they finish the year at Tennessee. We'll see what happens for Vanderbilt. I'm not going to make any predictions now. We'll save it for later. See what happens with them. They gotta win out. And those are some tough games there for them. We'll go to. Man, I'm gonna save that for the last of the heavy hitters because we got a lot to talk about with that. So we'll just go to Bama at South Carolina here. Bama came back, won this game. Very ugly game from Alabama. I was losing my mind watching this, screaming at the TV. I feel like, let me just say, first of all, great win for Alabama here. Like I said about Vanderbilt, when it's just not your day as a team, you're kind of out of sync and you still find a way to win the games. That's what makes you a good team moving forward, even a great team. Bama is undefeated in SEC play still. They're still sitting at 4 in the AP poll. That came out today. We'll go over that later. I feel like Alabama can get too cute on offense, and they're really turning into a one-dimensional team here because they still cannot run the football. And you're going to have to find a way to run the football, okay? Because you're not going to win a national championship if you can't run the football. But they still have Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer, and those two they're mad scientists on the offensive side of it. And, Bama does do extensions of the run game through the air there. And, it works. But, you had 72 rushing yards. And you won the football game. Man. Bernard, the wide receiver, he was your only rushing touchdown. And that Caden Proctor run there on the goal line, wasn't a fan of it. I think you're that's what I'm saying. You're starting to get a little bit too cute on offense here, and you gotta figure it out because Ty Simpson, he threw the ball 43 times against what was a 3-4, they're now 3-5 South Carolina team. He shouldn't have to do that. Should not have to do that. You let them hang around, and they almost won the game. You got to do better, but win is a win. So good job for Alabama. Daniel Hill looked good in this game again. He had the most receiving yards, and he's the running back. Good game on his end. Bernard, he's a stud. He's a baller. Sorry, voice crack there. Lenore Sellers he's insane. That dude is insane. And he's got to be Superman for South Carolina to win a football game, and he was this game. He was a Superman. If you look at if you didn't watch this game, you just look at the box score. We have the box score pulled up right here. He threw a pick. Pick was not his fault at all. Okay. Running back's got to catch the rock. It got bobbled and it was just gift wrapped right to the defensive back there, Jones, for a pick 6. I thought he played a great game. He played a game to where, he put South Carolina in position to win that football game. But Alabama found a way to win, and that's what great teams do here. Let's look at some money down efficiency here. South Carolina was 6 of 17. Alabama was 8 of 16. It's fine. I mean, it's nothing crazy. So, time of possession 27 to South Carolina's 32. It's even on the turnover battle too. South Carolina moving forward here. We'll see what happens with Shane Beamer. Is it fair to say? I think it's fair to say South Carolina choked that game. They were in a good spot to win that football game, and they couldn't close it out. But they go to Ole Miss next week. After that, they go to Texas A&M, at home versus Coastal, and at home versus Clemson. You know, they're still good enough to where they can beat Ole Miss or A&M. If they catch those two on their bad days, they got a chance to win the game. I mean, those are trap games for those two teams because South Carolina is still a talented team. Alabama moving forward. They got a bye week. Then they got LSU at home, Oklahoma at home, Eastern Illinois at home, and then they're at Jordan Hare. Do I have anything else to say on this game? I'm trying to think. Thinking on the fly here. No, I do not. Oh, James Smith. Got to watch the ball. Jumped off sides twice there. And you can't be having that. Ooh, how many penalties did Alabama have? 6 penalties. South Carolina had 5. Okay. Move up to Ole Miss and Oklahoma here. This was a very fun game. I'll tell you that. It was a wet game. I think it rained like for 2 days there in Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma. It rained for 2 days. Everybody was slipping all over the place on that field. But man, Oklahoma, they're just not the team everybody thought they were going to be. And I think it's just time to accept that. John Mateer is definitely not the player everybody thought he was going to be. He's still a good football player. I think it's safe to say that we can blame that on the hand injury. But he went 17 of 31, 223 through the air, and a touchdown. Once again, he led the team in carries, 13 carries, 17 yards. Box score, Oklahoma was able to rush the ball. They had a couple explosive runs, so that's where you see 136 yards. 2 touchdowns for Robinson there. I don't know what happened to Jaden Ott, and like that's the other thing. Like everybody thought he was going to be the dude at Oklahoma because he was that guy at Cal, and it just has not worked out. It hasn't worked out for Oklahoma and Venables. We'll see what happens moving forward. You're 6-2 though. Okay, season's not over at all. But your schedule, who you got to play the rest of the year, you have to win out. You have to win out if you want to make the playoffs for Oklahoma. And they can do it. They can do it. All it takes is just it could click just like that for Oklahoma and that offense with Mateer. We'll see what happens with them. Ole Miss here. Good bounce back win for them after losing to Georgia last week. Lane Kiffin, he's a mastermind. Okay. Trinidad, the quarterback, went 24-44, 315 yards and a touchdown. He played a great game. He even carried the ball 12 times and got 53 rushing yards. That guy, man, he is such a good football player. And nobody saw it coming because Austin Simmons got hurt. Austin Simmons even played some snaps in this game, which was a little confusing, but it's Lane Kiffin. Everything's confusing about him. The running back, for Ole Miss here, Lacey, had a great game. Total to the rock 27 times, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cowbell performance right there for him. And I think this was a good test for Ole Miss. You're going to Oklahoma, tough place to play. The weather's going against you, and you don't care. You win that game. You find a way to win. Um, they look good. Ole Miss is going to make the playoffs, 100%. Lock it in. Playoff team. Sorry if I jinx you. Money down here. Oklahoma. 4-14. Yep, you will not win a football game. They will not, most likely. Ole Miss 9-21. We'll just leave it at that for this game. We'll leave it at that. Next game, A&M at LSU. We picked A&M, and oh boy, was it a great pick, because they dominated this game, and they look good, dude. They look good. Marcel Reed is insane, absolutely insane, and he threw 2 picks, which you don't want that. But you go to Death Valley at night, and you put up 49 points. That's a national championship contending team in A&M. Marcel, 12-21, 202, 2 tutties, 2 picks, like I said. Carried the ball 13 times for 108 yards, 2 touchdowns. Of course, it's not like those are all designed runs, because they're not. He's a very scrambling quarterback, great quarterback. I think it's safe to say that he's off-brand Jayden Daniels. No disrespect, though, because Marcel's a very good player. But he's not Jayden Daniels. But the comparison's there. It's definitely there. Receiving here, okay. Concepcion, 3 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Mario Craver, quiet game, 4 catches, 42 yards. No touchdown for Craver. They don't have like the eye-popping stat there for the receiving room there of a guy absolutely going off. But, I mean, you got 3 catches, 4 catches, 2 catches. The ball was spread out in this game, and that's always good to see. Always good to see. Holy cow, they got to Garrett Nussmeier 7 times. 7 sacks for A&M. Man, just a dominant performance by A&M. Do we have anything else to say on A&M? We do not. So, let's move to LSU. Oh, man. It's ugly, especially after the news that's come out today. BK, Brian Kelly, is not fired yet. But it's looking like it's heading in that direction. It's looking like it could happen soon. Because it's just not good enough. Not good enough. And it wasn't good enough at Notre Dame. And it's just the same thing with BK here. He's just not the guy. Not the guy, and I don't think he's a good coach at all, to be honest. Nussmeier here, 22-35, only 168 yards. Threw a touchdown, though. I think just LSU's just, I think they're done. I think they're fed up with it. The fan base is fed up with it. It's time to move on from BK. And that's going to be another job opened up. I think LSU and Florida are going to be fighting for Lane Kiffin at the end of the year for a coach. You only got 60 rushing yards. You're at home, dude. You're at home. You're at Death Valley, the hardest place to play. Not anymore, though. Not anymore. Just a bad year for them. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate, because they had high hopes coming into the year, and just not going to get it done. 2 of 13 on the money down. What an efficient game for A&M. 7 of 10 on money down for them. LSU only had 4 penalties. Huh. You won that. You won the penalty race there. Win is a win there, I guess, right? Next coach at LSU, who's it gonna be? I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But Mike Elko, year 2 at A&M. What a good coach he is. I mean, only year 2 and you're 8-0, numbers. You're third in the country. You're the favorite to win the SEC. I think it's safe to say that there's no chinks in the armor right now for A&M. I think they'll win the SEC. Yeah, I think they'll win the SEC. See what happens though. Let's move on here. Let's just do a quick just outline of how we did on all these picks. So we got Bama right. We got Ole Miss right. We got Vandy right. A&M's right. So we got all the heavy hitter games right. Underdogs did not get Baylor right. Got Washington. Didn't get Iowa State. Got Memphis. Our locks only. Rough, dude. Rough. UCLA, dude. Come on. It was 20. I think it was 27 and a half. I have 25 and a half. Oh, the line moved. That's why. But yeah, you got to cover that. Come on. You guys had some momentum there going. But Kurt Schinetti, he don't care. Indiana's a scary team to play. Of course, we got Baylor wrong. Got Memphis right, though. Our war room, we went 2-0 in the war room. No surprise there. I'm locked in on the war room. Mississippi State plus 7.5. Kansas State plus 3.5. And I told you guys Kansas State was going to win that game regardless anyways. Let's see where we're sitting here. We're sitting at 27 minutes. Looking good on time here. We'll go over the AP poll. Let me look it up here real quick. Just came out today. I think this is right. I think this is updated. Let me check on my phone to make sure this is updated. Oh, breaking news, guys. BK is fired. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Brian Kelly fired. Done at LSU. Okay, moving on. AP poll. Somewhere in my phone. Just making sure these are right here. Making sure it's updated. Looks good. Yep. All right, yeah. AP poll, they got Ohio State 1. Correct. Ohio State is the best team in the country. It's not even close. And in my opinion, I think there's a gap. All right. I really do think there's a gap. I think Ohio State might even look better than what they looked like last year. So then they are definitely in play to go back-to-back national champions. Indiana at 2. Right. Indiana looks good. Texas A&M at 3. Bama didn't move. They're sitting at 4, which it's fine. Who are you going to move above them? Can't move Georgia. You got Georgia at 5, Oregon 6, Ole Miss 7, Georgia Tech 8, Vanderbilt 9, BYU 10, Miami 11, Notre Dame 12, Texas Tech 13, Tennessee 14, Virginia at 15, followed up by Louisville at 16. The Bearcats are at 17, Oklahoma at 18, Missouri at 19, Texas 20. Michigan's back in the rankings at sitting at 21. Houston 22. Houston, we have a problem. They're playing good football in there. They're 7-1. USC at 23. Utah 24. Memphis is back in the rankings at 25. Like I said, I think Washington should be in here somewhere. Navy still not in there. You got Tulane. People are saying Iowa. I don't know about that. I think Iowa's not a top 25 team in the country, in my opinion. But that is the AP poll. Um, and we'll pull up our, this is our college football playoff predictions and rankings. Slide it over to this monitor here. Number one. Actually, let's go from the bottom here. We got UC Bearcats at 12. I think it's definitely doable. I think it'd be awesome if they made it too. We'll go 11 here. 11, I got Louisville Cardinals. I just think their schedule here, I think it's doable. What just happened to my screen? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Nope, you come back over here. We're gonna close out ESPN. We'll put you there. Whatever. Cool. No. Nothing is working the way I want it to. Yeah, Louisville at 11 here. Their schedule, their remaining schedule here. Real quick. At Virginia Tech. They got California at home, Clemson at home, SMU, and then they got Kentucky at home. I think they got a good shot at cleaning house here and putting themselves in the position to be in the playoffs. So yeah, we got Louisville at 11 here. 10 seed. We're gonna go Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech ends up winning the Big 12. So real quick, I was in between Texas Tech, UC, and BYU. I think Texas Tech and UC are going to be the two from the Big 12 to get in here. But like I said, I mean, wouldn't surprise me if BYU gets in there too. 9 seed, we got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, they are undefeated right now. But they have to play Georgia at the end of the year. So I do not think that they are going to remain undefeated. But man, do they win? Do they win the ACC? It'll be up between them and Miami. Louisville. We'll see what happens there. I'm not ready to make a prediction there. But I got 3 ACC schools in here. And yeah, I think that's wrong. 3 ACC schools get in. There's no way. I'm changing this. No, I'm not. I don't know. We're keeping it. Yeah, we're keeping it. It's fine. It's okay. Let me expand this out again. Holy cow, what did I just do? Can this work, please, for me? It's not working. Oh, there it is. Where am I at here? Georgia Tech at 9, and then 8. 8 we got Ole Miss. 7 we got Miami. 6 Georgia. Bama at 5. Oregon at 4. Indiana at 3. Texas A&M at 2, and Ohio State at 1. So that matchup, we have Alabama, UC, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Louisville, Georgia, Texas Tech, Miami. Those are all pretty interesting matchups. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how this plays up. This is just what I got for right now. This is my prediction. I think A&M goes undefeated the rest of the year. I think Ohio State goes undefeated the rest of the year. Indiana with one loss, and that'll be to Ohio State in the national championship. I mean, not the national championship. Indiana one loss to Ohio State in the Big 12 conference championship, and then Oregon sitting there at the 4 seed. So yeah, that's what we got for that. Heisman race here. We'll talk about it. I still think Ty Simpson is leading this because I don't think anybody put out the performance to dethrone him from the lead. To be honest with you, I know. I think who was it? I think it was Orlovsky today. Had Ty Simpson, and I think who do you have? You have Diego Pavia at one or something like that. Something like that. Something it was crazy. I think the top two are definitely Ty Simpson, Mendoza. You could go either way, to be honest. I mean, they're both playing good football right now. I think I would lean towards Ty Simpson just because I think he's more battle tested than Mendoza. But I think Mendoza has a better chance at putting up the stats for it. Julian Sayin. I like Julian Sayin. I think he's a good quarterback. But voice crack, sorry. But again, like he's not battle tested at all, you know. And I'm not gonna ding somebody for having talent around him like that. I'm not gonna do that because he still has to put the ball, accurately. And he does that. So I'm not gonna ding him for that. I just don't think he hasn't played a defense yet. He hasn't played a defense that's gonna test him yet. Pavia's still up there. You got Haynes King. He's up there. This is what ESPN has, by the way. Haynes King. Yeah, I don't think Haynes King is and should be in that conversation, in my opinion. I don't think so. Not a chance. I'll give you my top 5 here real quick. No, I don't want to do that. So yeah, I got my top 5. We're going Ty Simpson 1. I think he's leading it. And then we're going to put Fernando Mendoza there at 2. 3, I'm putting Marcel Reed. Dude's insane. He's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then 4, I'm going to put oh boy. Put Jeremiah Love at 4. He's still having a good year. I think he's still having a good year. 758 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, 124 carries. He's still balling. I think that's deserving. And then 5, I got Sorsby from Cincinnati there. Yeah, like if you look at stats and all that, he's not going to be at the top of the leaderboard. But if you watch that dude, he should be in the Heisman conversation. 100% should be in the Heisman conversation. 1,843 yards so far, 20 touchdowns to 1 pick. Okay, he should be in the Heisman conversation. We got him at 5 there. They can make some noise for sure. Do we want to go over anything else? Or do we want to call it the show? I guess we'll just chat about Brian Kelly. and LSU because they have joined Florida, Penn State, Arkansas, Oklahoma State. So yeah, I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be a fight between those three schools there for Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, Florida, and LSU. I think Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss. I do. I really think he does. I don't know where Brian Kelly. I think Brian Kelly goes to media. I think he takes a break and goes to TV and media, and he just couldn't get it done at LSU at all. I wonder what that buyout is. What's that buyout? Let's look real quick, and then we'll call it a wraps here. This buyout's close. They're saying to $54 million. Must be nice, right? Must be nice. Dadgum. Gets fired and loses his job and gets $54 million. Wow, that's crazy. No hard feelings at all for Brian Kelly though at all. He just got $54 million, man. So that is the show. Like, subscribe. I comment. I'll try to figure out the comment thing on YouTube. I know. I guess the comments were turned off. That's my bad. So I'll get that fixed. Hopefully the audio isn't bad again. Because I'm not gonna re-record this. So we're just rolling with whatever we got. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment. What day am I gonna be back? What is it? Today's Sunday. Today is Sunday. I think we're gonna be back Thursday. Yeah, let's aim for Thursday or Friday. To be back for week 10 preview. Or maybe we let's open the window up Wednesday through Friday there. Wednesday through Friday for a week 10 preview, and we'll see what happens with all these coaching firings. Enjoy the rest of your guys' night. Be smart, be safe, and let's have a good week. Thank you.